Of all the games that just flashed on screen, there's something unique about them that they all have in common. Custom maps. No, not the maps created by these silly game devs. I'm talking about you, the player, creating something of your own from scratch. It's an amazing feature that offers significantly more replay value to a game. Even if you aren't a creative person, it's still neat to just see what's available in your toolkit. It can sort of be a fun method of trial and error, seeing what works and what doesn't. If the map is fun, you show it off to your friends and test it out together. So many memories come to mind. I'll never forget a map I created in Brawl with absolutely no blocks in the center of the screen. This was because my brother always played as Ike, and I was so sick to losing to him with that final smash. So this was my dumb creative way to ensure that if I'm going down, he's going down with me. But it really feels like a lost art at this point. Not saying that it's completely off the table today, but at some point, custom map making became less of an implemented feature of modern gaming. I mean, gosh, how cool would it be to create levels in Fall Guys or Among Us? I just really think we're missing out, and this would have us coming back for even more. I know it's easier said than done. I'm sure online custom maps take time and money to manage a server. But man, even an offline function would be incredible. I'll never forget deep diving into Forge mode in Halo Reach. That absolutely blew my mind. The more in-depth I got with it, the more I started to wonder if this is what making a video game is like, and if I could do it too. The answer is probably a no, but I still love the creativity. You can get so incredibly detailed and precise with the tools given to you in Forge mode. From players and team spawning, items and vehicle spawn locations, teleporters, changing the shape of something, adding different game mode functions. Oh, there's an endless amount of things you can do. And this is on the Xbox 360. The things we could be doing today. I could go on and on for hours with just Halo Reach, but I want to deep dive into a few other classic games too. So while I don't have my Xbox to prove it, I loved recreating maps of other games, like Nocturne on Toten and Summit from Call of Duty. I also made an infection mode replicating the bridge from Left 4 Dead 2. They weren't perfect, but my friends and I got a lot of playtime out of those maps. Even if we weren't in the mood to get our hands dirty, my buddies and I would simply mess around while building in real time. Classic memories that come to mind involve driving off giant ramps with warthogs, or just shooting each other with unlimited lives. I can't think of many games that offer that kind of fun. Going back to Smash Bros, I love that they've kept custom stages alive and have allowed an online feature, but also to see the toolkit expand to something even greater than just blocks and accessories. My favorite feature has to be the different background and foreground layers. I think that's where people have been getting really creative. I don't know if other people do this, but when I see a custom map, I like to try to piece together how they did it. Back in Brawl days, it was super easy to replicate something you saw on YouTube. Just place the blocks in the same arrangement. But now there's so much more to it. At this point, I just take a step back and appreciate the artwork. Looking back at Brawl after all these years, I kind of miss some of those unique building blocks. Rotating platform, the tunnel, pillars, the statue. It's nice to lay down some quick blocks, but I also wish there was a blend of these blocks and the current method of drawing everything. Just a little something for all users. I'd be a fool to not mention TimeSplitters. Oh man, what a series. I've pretty much only played TimeSplitters 2, so I can't really speak to the other two games, but this game alone had some incredible custom map designs. Sure, it's no Halo Reach, but consider the fact that this 2002 game for the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, it offered endless fun. Some features that always stuck out to me were the variety of tileset themes. It's so hard to get started on a new map because I like to consider how the building blocks change per theme. And I've always loved how you can customize the lighting of each room, which is also affected by the theme. After researching this online, I now realize that the other games offer completely different themes. Man, looks like I need to find copies of them so I can try these out. Similar to Halo, you could build outside of just Team Deathmatch. Capture the Bag was always a popular building mode to me. I loved making gigantic maps with multiple levels, making for long matches and Capture the Bag. But they also provided the tools to essentially make your own story mode. You can lay out certain objectives, weapons and enemy spawn locations, teleporters, power-ups. You can't get crazy specific like a full-blown game, but the idea is there for puzzles or adventures. Shifting gears to a completely different genre, the Super Mario Maker games were absolute gifts for creatives. It's the perfect series to offer complete customization to the players. Where do I even begin with such a game? Off the bat, I really like that there are different genres available. It doesn't just need to be impossibly difficult levels to complete. From pixel art and music blocks to puzzles and auto levels, you really could just spend all day either building your own levels or endlessly trying other levels online. The toolset really expanded from the first Mario Maker to the second. A handful of new themes, adding slopes, enemies with parachutes, multiplayer, 3D world abilities and pipes. switch blocks, and so much more. But a huge update that came along was how players can quite basically create their own game. Super Rubber Ross World being a fantastic example of why custom maps are brilliant. The way that this man spent months carefully planning out each and every level. Some being well thought out puzzles, others just being a pain in the butt. It has it all. I wish these kind of games came out when I was younger. Being an adult with a full-time job and such, I personally struggle to dedicate the time to building out levels the way I want to. I like making long puzzles, but that doesn't just happen in 10 minutes. I just know teenager me would have spent hundreds of hours making all kinds of levels. There's plenty of other games out there, but I don't want to make an hour-long video going into it. There's some obvious choices out there like Minecraft, where you can build literally whatever you want, or Animal Crossing and The Sims, where you can customize every little detail. For a while, I didn't even know Geometry Dash had a custom map feature. It's pretty cool. But to wrap up with one more example, I think Luigi's Balloon World is a unique mode to Super Mario Odyssey. No, it's not custom maps, but it's offering a similar online service to players after they've completed the main game. To those not familiar, well, it's essentially hide and seek. One player hides Luigi, and the other goes out and finds him. Oh, but with a time crunch. It's really entertaining to see players take advantage of bugs or glitches, hiding Luigi in otherwise impossible areas to access, or hiding Luigi as far away as possible, so the players need to be smart with every single second. Being able to collect coins to add to the timer is a great feature too. It's so simple while also encouraging players to explore new areas and keep looking. And the way that players can try out this feature on any map, not just New Donk City, is chef's kiss. I would love to see more modes like this in other games. A similar feature could be applied to something like Breath of the Wild. Well, I suppose that's just Core Oaks at the end of the day, but just an idea. It would be a far stretch, but map makers of shrines would make for an interesting online custom feature. There's so many ideas for puzzles, while utilizing tools such as wind, water, and magnets. I doubt such a feature would ever happen, but it's a friendly reminder to game devs that the players really enjoy these custom modes. What other games have you played with custom map maker? Any special memories that come to mind? For me, any game with custom maps ended with me usually building the house I was currently living in. Pretty funny when you realize a bunch of soldiers are shooting each other in your bedroom. Anyways, I'd love to hear your stories in the comments.